Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina from Venezuela. We went to K1 visa process just like you guys. 22 months of waiting and waiting. 22 months waiting and waiting and waiting. And then Karina had her K1 visa interview at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, November 16th, 2023. And then we flew from Bogota, Colombia on Avianca Airlines with our Cat Tokyo to Miami, Florida. And then from Miami, we drove here to the northern panhandle of Florida. And that was January 3rd, 2024. And then January 14th, 2024, we got married on the beach. And it was a beautiful day. And here we are. And now, we're continuing to do the YouTube channel for you guys. It's your channel. This is for you to help you get through this K1 visa process without paying an immigration attorney. I am not an immigration attorney, but I got 9 years worth of experience doing this. So I could write the book on green cards, K1 visas, etc. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice. I don't work for the government. I don't work for USCIS, but I can answer all your questions right here for free, no cost. All you got to do is just log in. And another thing about this channel, this is your YouTube channel. We never, ever ask you to like or subscribe anything. To me, that's like panhandling. Like and subscribe. It's like we're not going to do that. Okay? But we're going to answer your questions and we're going to help you. And it's April 3rd, 2024. It's almost 6 p.m. Central Time and it's 72 degrees outside and sunny. So the weather's good. That's why we live in Florida. And, if you have any questions, if you need help with your K1 visa process, if you need help with your green card application, if you need help, let me know. Now, somebody sent me a message today and said, help, I need a joint sponsor. Okay, the person's in Maryland. The immigration folks sent an RFE, a request for further evidence, asking for a joint sponsor because their income wasn't quite there. Listen up, guys. If you don't quite make enough money, that's okay. We understand. But you got to get a joint sponsor before you file your green card package. And you've got to include the joint sponsor in your green card application. Even if you got assets, you got a bunch of assets, you got a nice house and all that, immigration are concerned about your income. Okay, so you got a nice $300,000, $400,000 house, perhaps half of it's paid off. So you got, a lot of equity in your home, but immigration still want to see income. Okay, let's see. We got Nestor Corona. Hey Diego, I got my ready status on March 13th. When will I get my welcome letter? Well, if you got your ready status March 13th, give them 2 or 3 weeks, Nestor, and please help me with this because you got to tell me what country you're in. What country are you talking about? If you live in Ghana, there's a long lead time. There's a 5-6 month wait for an interview at the embassy in Ghana. But you're from Lagos, Nigeria, so there's a 3-month window, about a 3-month, 4-month window of time. So give it about 2 months for Lagos, Nigeria. Matilda. Hello, Diego and Karina from Matilda. Lagos, Nigeria. Nestor, what country are we talking about? So I can answer your question. You guys, and this is your YouTube channel. It really helps me if you tell me what country. Rambling Man Kaya Dan, my fiance messed up really bad. I don't know what to do. She couldn't find her passport. She went to get a replacement one, but later found out her old one. She later found her old one before her medical. She didn't tell me about it. But she found her old passport, right? Right? So she has her passport. Let me see here. But later found her old one before her medical exam. So, losing the passport, it can happen. Okay? She found it. And now she just needs to go with the old passport. If she hasn't got a new passport yet, then she just needs to give an explanation to the embassy. I lost my passport, then I found it, and here it is. Okay? Relax, man. Relax. Francois Livingston, good evening, Diego, Karina. I made it to class tonight. Well, we're here. We're here. Welcome to class. This is the K1 visa class for free. Nestor, I'm from Utah, but she is from Mexico. Okay. Well, you're in Utah, beautiful Utah. Which Bryce Canyon, is that in Utah? Bryce Canyon. You got like beautiful mountains in Utah, and she's from Mexico. So you got ready status. So give it a month, or give it like 6 weeks or so for the Ciudad Juarez folks to get their paperwork together for you. And I believe in Mexico they schedule the visa interview for your beneficiary. You don't have to do it. Okay, if I remember. I think Mexico does it for you, the embassy in Ciudad Juarez, the consulate, or even Mexico City. Rambling man, relax, stay calm. Okay, your fiance lost her passport. She got a replacement and then found her old passport. Okay, well, if she has 2 passports, she needs to bring 2 passports to the visa interview and explain what happened. Say, look, I messed up. She only just told me today after her interview, so her old one is invalid, but she already submitted it to the embassy and they issued the visa in the invalid one. If they issued the visa in the old passport, okay, use that passport, get on a plane and get to America, and then worry about the other passport later. It's get on a plane with the passport and fly to America. You can travel with 2 passports, Rambling Man. Let me totally calm you down. Listen to me. You can have the K1 visa in the old passport and you can travel on the new passport. You can present the K1 visa in the old passport and you can travel on the new passport. It's not going to be a problem. Rambling Man, come on. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Do you trust me? Do you trust my word? She needs to travel with both passports. Get out of Mexico, get to America, present the K1 visa in the old passport, and travel with the new passport, and the Border Patrol will grant her entry into America. She just has to explain what happened. Things happen. Nestor, thank you. No problem. Rambling Man, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you hear what I said? VCAS evade. What should I do so your U.S. Embassy allows me to meet my love? Well, I've already explained. You've got to have your sponsor contact your senator or your congressman, or you guys should get married in a friendly country. If you know, let's see here. VCAS, get married in a friendly country, or get your sponsor to send emails to the embassy, get the senators involved, get the Congress involved. That's why we pay these people. They work for us. They are representatives of us, American citizens. Keeping up with Irene. Hello, Diego and Karina. I live in Lagos, Nigeria. Diego, how long does it take to get an appointment in Lagos? 2 to 3 months, I'm seeing. I paid for my visa and I'm still waiting to get an appointment. And also, can I do my medical while I wait? The medical exam is good for 6 months. That's when the K1 visa expiration is going to start on the day of your medical exam. Okay, I would not get your medical exam done until 2 or 3 weeks before the visa interview. So don't get the medical exam done. First, schedule the visa interview, then schedule the medical exam. That way, even though you may have a visa that's good for 6 months, if your medical exam times out, you're going to have to repeat the medical exam because you cannot enter the United States of America on an expired medical exam. It's only good for 6 months. Rambling Man. Okay, she's in the Philippines. Relax, Rambling Man. She can travel with 2 passports. She uses one for the K1, and she uses the other to travel on. So I shouldn't let the embassy know and try to reissue a new visa. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You got it. 2 passports. Visa in this one. Okay. When she gets to the United States of America, she goes into the Border Patrol office with you, if you accompany her, and say, look, I lost my passport, and then I found my passport. Here's my K1 visa, and here's my new passport. And then the immigration will let you in the country. as long as you explain it. You can do that. It's perfectly fine. You can do that. 10-4 is a good answer. So are you relaxed now, Rambling Man? Calm down. Are you calm? You're good. Everything's perfectly good. Get her on a plane. Get her to the United States. Let's see. So you don't even call the embassy. The embassy couldn't care less now. The only person that cares now is the Border Patrol when you enter the United States of America, and they will let her in with the visa in the expired passport and the new passport. They'll let her in. Matilda, keeping up with Irene. Okay, thanks a lot, Diego. And Rambling Man, 10-4. Okay, you're good, Rambling Man. Get her on a plane, get her to America. Francois, Diego, should I include passport pics with all the documents that I am sending in a couple of days? Should I include passport pictures? No. Did they ask for passport pictures in the RFE? Did they ask for that? No, they didn't. Did you include passport pictures when you filed the K1 visa? Did you include passport photos when you filed for the K1 visa? If you did, you don't have to resubmit them. Rambling Man, yeah, I'm better. I didn't sleep all night. Come on, man. I was so angry with her for not letting me know what happened. Don't be angry. Don't be angry with her. She's trying to fix it. She tried to fix the problem, and she didn't want to stress you out. It's stressful enough, right? So she was protecting your emotions, okay? And then you come on the live stream and you find out that it's no big deal, right? It's no big deal. It's no problem. You don't need to contact the embassy. Get her on a plane, get her to America, both passports in the hand. Say, this is my K1 visa and this passport, but here's a new passport that was issued to me by the Philippine government because, I couldn't find it, but then I found it. And then immigration, the Border Patrol officer will go, okay, welcome to America. He will check the K1 visa. He will give you an I-94 in the computer. He'll create an I-94. And then when you file for the green card, you got to make a picture. You got to take a picture of the K1 visa in the old passport. And then you got to take a picture of her new passport with her new number in it. And then you write a letter of explanation to the green card folks in Chicago or in Phoenix, Arizona. Very important. You write a letter of explanation. Here's a photo of the K1 visa. Dear immigration, this is my K1 visa, but my passport has been expired. Was invalidated because I lost it, but then I found it. This is my new passport, which I traveled on. All right. Francois, Diego, why is YouTube keeps doing playbacks? What's a playback? I never heard of that. I don't know what a playback is. What is a playback? Is it like, what? Is it a commercial? I don't know what that is, Francois. So I don't know how to answer your question. I can't answer your question because I don't know what a playback is. But I do know that Rambling Man is going to get his prometida out of the Philippines as soon as she gets her class done, right? Doesn't she have to take a class? The Philippine government requires that she takes a class to leave the Philippines. So get that done and get her into the United States. VCAS, job and income can affect an age gap on marriage visa. Okay, income, yes. Income is a big factor on a K1 visa. If you don't make enough money, you got to have a joint sponsor. Age differences is irrelevant as long as you're in a real relationship. Immigration don't care. As long as your relationship is real. Let me see. There's a lawyer who told me the age gap can be an issue in our marriage visa. No, why is that an age gap? There's no problem with an age gap as long as you are in a real relationship. So tell your lawyer, okay, thank you very much, and get a refund. Rambling Man, Kaya Dan, CFO, that's right. To leave the Philippines, our Filipino friends must have a CFO certificate and I think it's a 4-hour class, either in the Manila or in Cebu, where the Philippine government very graciously explains to the Filipina, you're leaving the Philippines to live in another country, and we want to help you adjust to leaving the Philippines. So it's a good thing what the Philippine government does. I mean, I think we're all grown-ups. Karina's a grown-up. When she left Venezuela for Colombia, she didn't need to be told anything. When she left Colombia for the United States, she didn't need anybody telling her what she's getting her feet into, right? Because she's with me, right? Tu conmigo. Rambler Man, for some reason, they issued my daughter a K2 as well. I don't know if that was a mistake. She has a U.S. passport. It's in the CA. If your daughter is an American citizen and has a U.S. passport, she doesn't need a K2 visa. But if they issued one for her, okay, whoop-de-doo. They messed up. The embassy messed up. You don't need a K2 visa if your daughter's a U.S. citizen. But they put one in her passport anyway. Don't worry about it. The Border Patrol will understand, and it will not create a problem for your daughter, okay? So relax. This is a good day for you, Rambler Man, to be on the channel, right? I'm totally fixing stuff for you. Camara 1, hi Diego and Karina. What's going on, Camara 1? We hope you're doing well and your family. Matilda, Diego, if your sponsor owes taxes and reached the agreement on how to pay IRS what he owes for tax, will this affect the K1 from being approved? It won't prevent the K1 visa from getting approved, okay? As long as you're paying back the IRS, but I strongly don't like the government doesn't like it if you owe them money, okay? So what I would do is go to the bank, get a signature loan, and pay off the IRS. And instead of paying the IRS every month with interest, pay back a bank with interest. That's what I would do. Just my opinion. It's better to owe a bank instead of the government. Francois, no, they did not. No, Francois, no, they did not. What? Francois. Okay, no, you did not. No, they didn't. Okay, if you didn't include passport photos of you and your beneficiary in the K1 visa, include them in the RFE. Okay? Rambling Man, no, I did not submit passport pics originally. I did include a copy of our passports plus a copy of the visa stamp when I arrived in the UAE. Okay, we'll submit passport pics with the RFE. Okay? You got it? Rambling Man, Kaya Dan, yeah, I'm glad this channel exists because I was sweating bullets after she told me. Now you're not sweating anything. It's okay. Your daughter's a U.S. citizen. So the embassy put a K2 visa in her passport. It's a memory for her future when she's grown up. And she goes, hey, Mom, look at this, man. I got this visa from the Philippines, from the embassy in Manila. Check it out. She can enter the United States with her U.S. passport. Immigration will not pay any attention to the K2 visa in her passport. It's irrelevant. But she has it. It's a gift, okay? It's a freebie. Your wife or your future wife can enter the United States with 2 passports, the one with the K1 visa in it and the one that was updated. Just explain what happened and everything's peachy cream. Larry Piercy, is your hair growing back? I don't know, man. It could be. What do you think? I should shave it? Since Karina got here, too stressed to talk about visa stuff, my nature. I'm not stressed about anything. I think what I'll do is I will shave my head tonight in support of Larry so he doesn't stress visas. Matilda, he owes because he was away from the United States for many years working in a different country before he relocated back to the United States. That's why he owes money. I can understand that, but pay it off. Karina is checking. Francois, no, I did not submit passport pics originally. Submit them with the RFE. I did include a copy of our passport plus a copy of the visa stamp. That's good. That's good, Francois. Perfectly fantastic. Let me see. Cozy Moth. Cozy Moth. Mariposa muy relaja. Now, that's a good name, Cozy Moth. I could really use advice and opinion. I'm a full-time student who has never had an income. Okay, no problem. I live with my grandmother, vivo con abuela, okay, who has agreed to be a joint sponsor for my fiance. Will it be an issue? No. The only way it would become an issue is if your grandmother doesn't make enough money to cover the size of the family. Do you live with your grandmother? As a student, I'm pretty sure you probably live with your grandmother, right? Or your mom and dad or somebody. Cozy Moth. If you live with your grandmother will fill out Form I-864A, Affidavit of Support for the Green Card, and the I-134, Declaration of Financial Support for the Embassy. If you don't live with your grandmother and she wants to help you, she will fill out Form I-864. So let me know if you live with her or if you don't live with her. Larry Piercy, me, not you. Larry, what? You're a Marine with a Purple Heart, and you're letting the government stress you out? You're letting these immigration folks stress you out? Put your feet up on the desk, man, and relax. You're getting there. You're almost there. You're hanging in there. Okay? Francois Livingston, it was repeating the same thing over and over of your live chat, and at least on my cell phone. I don't know, Francois. I'm sorry that's happening on your cell phone, okay? Do you have an iPhone? What kind of iPhone? I got this new iPhone 15. I had an iPhone 7, and I dropped it in the parking lot, and it broke the light. The phone was fine, but I couldn't read anything on the phone. So I went back to the store, and I said, well, I've had my iPhone 7 for what? I don't know, 8 years? I just got an iPhone 15. VCast, can I go to the U.S. Embassy? You can call them and ask. Sure. The embassy will listen to my problems. Yes, they will. I tried to contact them, but on my call, I didn't get any help. Then make an appointment and go to the embassy in person. Ask them for help. You have a right to go in there. You're in a K1 visa application. You have questions. Ranger G. Martinez. My case was sent back to USCIS from the National Visa Center, and now I have a notice explaining USCIS actions was mailed. What does it mean? Ranger Martinez, that means you have to wait. So what happened was the MVC got it, and there was an error. There's a mistake in there. And they sent it back to USCIS to fix the mistake. They're going to probably send you an RFE so you can fix whatever it is you forgot to include in the K1 visa package. But the MVC caught it. USCIS didn't catch it. So here's the thing, right? You're saying, my case was sent back to USCIS from MVC. MVC found something. The National Visa Center in New Hampshire, they found something wrong. They found it. There's an error somewhere. So they sent it back to USCIS and said, hey, why did you miss this error? The MVC cannot deny or approve visas. Only USCIS can do that, and only the embassy can do that. Okay? So the MVC, by law, has to send it back to USCIS. USCIS will look at it, and they go, oh, okay, Ranger Martinez, you forgot this. They'll send you an RFE and ask you for the document that's missing or whatever it is you missed. Then you fill it out or get it or find it. Then you send it back to USCIS. If everything's in order, USCIS will then forward your package back to MVC. And then they will send it to the embassy. But right now, you got to wait for that RFE. That's what you're waiting on. That's what it means. You have a notice explaining USCIS actions. The notice is either an RFE or you didn't qualify for the benefit. It's one or the other. You just got to wait and see what it is. Kenneth Ordinaka, Diego, thanks for helping us through the K1 process. I can't wait to meet Denise, my fiance, in a few days. I love and miss her so much. Kenneth, it's almost there. You're almost there. You're in the end zone. Boom. You're right there. Larry Piercy, incompetence causes injuries in my past. Stress, incompetency. I understand, Larry, but I was in the Navy for 20 years, man, and I've been through a lot of stuff in the Navy. Okay, not quite probably like what you went through, but a lot of stuff. But you got to be a victor, not a victim, and you got to keep moving forward. Okay, keep moving forward. Don't look back. Look forward. Look forward to being with your Thai wife very soon, starting your life in Florida with your new wife from Thailand, and everything's good, right? Don't stress it, Larry. As some Thai lady, hi, how long is K1 visa processing time from start to finish? What country are you in? If you're in Ghana, it's longer than if you were in Colombia. If you're in the Philippines, it's shorter than if you were in, I don't know, another country. If you're in Bulgaria, where are you? Are you in Australia? Are you in England? Assunta? Are you in? Maybe you're in India or Indonesia or Singapore. But if you take 24 months, somewhere in that 24-month period, your beneficiary is going to be in America. It could be in 12 months. It could be in 24 months. But it's going to be somewhere in between 0 and 24 months. Okay? And that's everybody around the world. Let me see here. I am from Kenya. I just submitted. Okay, you're in Kenya. Your sponsor just submitted the K1 visa for you. So let's say we're going to look around 14 to 15 months for you. Okay, say 14 months for Kenya. Okay, you got it? Cozy Moth. I do live with my grandmother. We already sent our I-129F form and are waiting for NOA 2. Is my grandmother supposed to fill an I-134 as well as me? Yes. Rambling Man, Kaya Dan, look at that super chat, man. Now, Rambling Man, you're getting the mountain. This is Larry. Now, Larry Piercy, okay, treated me to this Mountain Dew, but you're gonna get the Mountain Dew salute for that fantastic super chat. That's a very generous one. A Mountain Dew salute to Rambling Man Kaya Dan. But you're going to sleep better tonight, right? You're going to go to bed and chill, right? You're going to watch a video, watch a movie, and you're not going to worry anymore about your beautiful bride-to-be in the Philippines because I just unhinged everything for you so you know it's not a problem, right? She can travel with 2 passports. Who cares about the K2 visa and the U.S. citizen's passport? If the U.S. Embassy in Manila, Philippines, put a K2 visa in a U.S. passport, then that's the problem in Manila. Your daughter can enter the United States with a U.S. passport, no problem. Your bride-to-be from the Philippines can enter the United States with 2 passports. She's going to show the K1 visa in this passport. She's going to show the new passport, and she's going to explain to the Border Patrol exactly what happened. And they will say, welcome to America. Have a fantastic life. But make sure when you file for the green card, you write a letter of explanation, and you make a copy of the K1 visa in the old passport. So the passport number is not going to match, right? And then you make a copy of the biographic page of the new passport, and you explain, this is the new passport. This is the old passport. Here's what happened, and here I am. And everything's good. And then I give Rambling Man Kaya Dan another Mountain Dew salute for that fantastic super chat. That's very generous of you. So let's see here. Francois, got it. Thanks a lot. Francois, you're good. Cozy Moth, if you live with your grandmother, she has to fill out an I-134 Declaration of Financial Support and sign it and date it. And you have to fill one out, even though you don't have any income, but you're going to put an explanation on your I-134. I don't have any income. I'm a student. My grandmother, here's her income, right? This is grandma's income. She fills out the I-134. She signs it and dates it. The beneficiary doesn't sign anything. 0. Grandma and you fill out the I-134. Your beneficiary doesn't sign the I-134, doesn't touch it. But the beneficiary takes both I-134s plus grandma's W-2s, 1099s, 1040s, tax transcripts. Okay? Grandma's got to prove her income. Your beneficiary takes that information to the embassy. You pass the embassy interview, and then you redo it over in the United States. But your grandmother will fill out Form I-864A, Affidavit of Support, I-864A. Write that down, because if you submit Form I-864, it will be rejected, and you're going to have to redo everything. Okay? You got it, Cozy Moth? And good luck with your studies, by the way. I hope your studies are going well. It's always good to be in college or university. Francois, got it? Aquarius, hey Diego and Karina, is it true that the beneficiary will get all the vaccines needed at the medical appointment for a fee? You can do that, but if you want your beneficiary to get 10 shots in over 2 days, that's doom on him or her, right? Karina got her vaccinations in Colombia starting, I think, July, Julio 20. She got in July, August, September, and then one more in November. She did it over 3 months, and she got to America, and we repeated the medical exam for her to get her 693. And the doctor said all her vaccinations are up to date, and we completely redid the medical exam for her in Pensacola, Florida, and we included that in the green card application. But if you want to inflict 10 shots on your beneficiary on the day of the medical exam, that's up to the civil surgeon. Remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm a real estate agent, but it is possible to do that. Let me see. Rambling Man, thank you for that. Man, that's just, I mean, that's a heck of a super chat. Rambling Man, yeah, I feel better. Well, I'm glad. You need to relax. You've got this, okay? You got the K1 visa and the old passport. She got the new passport. You travel with both passports. You give the Border Patrol officer the old passport. Here's my K1. Here's my new passport. I'm sorry, I lost my passport. Then I found it again. And then a new passport came in the mail while I was waiting for the old passport. Well, I couldn't find the old passport. Everything's good. You got this. Larry Pearson, you still have Dew? Yeah, Mountain Dew right here. I still have some left. We will roadhouse to go over I-134 if they ever get moto like I always am. Yeah, I'll help you with the I-134, Larry. Make sure, let me check it over for you. You know, you don't have to take us to roadhouse, but I'll do it for you without doing that. But I want to make sure there's no mistakes on the form, okay? Larry Piercy, good job, Rambling Man. Yeah, we agree with Larry Piercy on that one. Cozy Moth, OMG, I didn't know that. Thank you so much. It's been so stressful, and this has helped me a lot. Okay, so Cozy Moth and Rambling Man Kayadan are going to both be able to sleep well tonight, right? Because you just learned new stuff. An immigration attorney would charge you $400 an hour or 10 minutes for the stuff I give you for free. Right? So we got 2 people now relaxed on the channel. VCAS, my family problems can affect our marriage visa. I told you before, my brother's wife included my name in a FIR so she can get part of the property. I understand, VCAS. But does the embassy know that? Does the immigration know that? Calvin Davis III. Good evening, Diego and Karina. On page 8 of the current I-129F, April 1st, 2024. So there's a new I-129F out there, so I need to make a new video. Under Part 3, Other Information, Criminal Information, is the section still pertaining to my beneficiary? Well, I'd have to look at the I-129F because I don't have one here. There's a new one out. There's a new I-129F out there, so I would have to look at it and see. So the question is, does it still pertain to my beneficiary? The I-129F pertains mainly to the sponsor, okay, in regards to criminal background. Under Part 3, Other Information, Criminal Information, is that the section still pertaining to my beneficiary? Let me read it and let me study it, and I'll let you know on the next live stream. Today's, what day is it today? Today's Wednesday. Maybe I'll do a live stream tomorrow just to help you. See? Karina said, okay, we'll do a live stream tomorrow. That way I can answer that question for Calvin. Larry Piercy, I want to. Come on, Larry. We'll meet you. Let me know. But the most important thing is that your I-134 is perfecto. Fatima Sal, hi Diego, how are you both doing? We are good. We're great. We're relaxed. We're kicking back. We're waiting for Karina's green card to get adjudicated. It's going to probably take, I don't know, 4 months, somewhere like that, 3, 4, 5 months. So we're just waiting on our green card. Faris Hassan, hey Diego, after you get your fiance visa at the embassy and then you enter the United States, what do you need to do? You got to get married. You get married in 90 days. Also, do I need to send the marriage certificate to anyone? Ferris, pay attention. When you have to apply for the green card, and there is a very strict process in place to apply for the green card. I've made videos on how to adjust status. You got to fill out this form right here. Okay, well, your beneficiary does. USCIS form I-485. You got to fill that out. You got to fill out, you, Mr. Sponsor, you got to fill out the affidavit of support. Form I-864. Okay? You got to get a medical exam done. You can do an employment authorization document if you want to do that, but it's $230 now. Okay? Go into the channel, Google Diego Ross adjustment of status, or AOS. Look for the videos that I've made on how to process a green card application. There's a bunch of stuff you have to do besides include the marriage certificate. There's a bunch of stuff. Okay? So Ferris, watch the video I made on how to apply for a green card. Francois Livingston, look at that super chat from Francois. Man, you guys, I don't know. Francois gets a Mountain Dew salute. Every super chat gets a Mountain Dew salute. Everyone gets a Mountain Dew salute. And Larry gets a salute because he bought these. Francois, double. A double Mountain Dew salute. Man, I'm going to be hyped up on sugar. I'm not going to sleep tonight. Right? I'm going to be watching, but we're going to watch a movie. That's a good Mountain Dew, Larry. So, Ferris, do you understand? Google the channel, go into the channel, Google Diego Ross, adjustment of status, AOS, green card, whatever. And I've made like 2 or 3 videos on how to apply for a green card. There's a very strict process in place. And if you make a mistake, it's going to cost you time. Okay? But I'll answer your questions all day long on this channel. I mean, that's why we're here. But it will take me 2 hours to help you fill out a green card application. If you want me to help you, I'll be glad to help you. But let's do it piecemeal so we don't spend 2 hours sitting here talking about green cards. Ferris, will do. Thank you so much. Is there a time limit to when I have to get all these things done? You got 90 days to get married, okay? Here's what happens. You get a K-1 visa in the passport. The K-1 visa and a medical exam. You fly to America, you land, you get off the plane. If you are the sponsor and you accompany your beneficiary, you can go through the U.S. citizenship line. You don't have to go through the green card line. Then you check in with the Border Patrol. They ask you a few questions. They take your passport. They take your K-1 visa packet out of the bag that you hand carried on the plane. Don't check it in your luggage. Don't check it in a suitcase. Hand carry your visa applications package in your hand. Carry on baggage. Okay. Border Patrol talks to you. They issue you an I-94. Give them a couple of days. You must print that form I-94 and include it in your green card application. If you don't, you get an RFE. Where is it? Okay. Then you've got 90 days to get married. Okay. The K-1 visa goes away. When the plane lands and you're walking through the United States on U.S. soil and wherever, your K-1 visa no longer exists. Okay. It's gone away. Now you're on a form I-94. A form I-94 is the Border Patrol giving you permission to be in America for 90 days to get married. If you don't get married within 90 days, you get deported. Get married within 90 days. When you submit your green card application for your green card, okay, the first thing immigration is going to do is they're going to check the date on the marriage certificate, and they're going to bounce it with the date of the K-1 visa entry or the Border Patrol I-94 entry date. Okay, so you got your marriage certificate here, you got your I-94 here. Immigration looks at the date you got married. They look at the I-94 termination date, and if you got married after that date, you're going to get deported. If you got married before that date, you're good to go. That's how it works. You got it, Frank Ferris. Watch the videos I've made. You can find them on the channel. They're easy to find. Larry Piercy, way to go, Francois. Well, yeah, okay. So we got Rambling Man, Kayadan, Francois, and Larry. Thanks for the Mountain Dew. And here we go. The closer it gets to May, the hotter it gets here in Florida. And our cat Tokyo, he decided to go explore the barrio. And he was gone for like 2 hours, 3 hours. And Karina's like, where the heck's Tokyo? Where's the cat? I said, he's out there rambling around. He's looking around, poking his nose into neighbors' yards. And he came back totally wore out. The cat was wore out. I don't know where he went. I think he maybe went to Miami. But when he got back home, he was wore out. Why? Because it's hot in Florida. Tokyo, our cat's from Colombia. He's Colombian. He's used to the mountains of Bogota. Then all of a sudden he's in Florida and it's like, 72 degrees out there. So anyway, that's our cat story. What questions do it? Let me see. Cozy Moth, what is the difference between an I-864 and the I-864A? I would have most likely made the mistake of filling out the I-864 if you hadn't have educated me on it. Okay, Cozy Moth. I like your name, Cozy Moth, okay? That's nice. An I-864 is an affidavit of support filled out by somebody who does not live with you. Your next door neighbor, your cousin down the street, okay, your brother who lives in Texas. But because your sponsor, your joint sponsor is your grandmother and you live with your grandmother, she will fill out I-864A because you guys are cohabitating together under the same roof. Immigration separate families living together from joint sponsors who don't live with the beneficiary and the sponsor in the future. You can combine your income with your grandmother's income on an I-864A. Cozy Moth, give me a yes, I understand what I just said. Fatima Sal, can I send my adjustment of status without the Social Security? Sure, no problem, because I applied for my Social Security, but it's still not here, and I want to go on to send my adjustment of status. Fatima, how long have you been waiting for your Social Security card? How long have you been waiting for it? 5 days? 4 days? 3 days? Let me know that first, and I'll give you the answer. So I need to know how long have you been waiting for your Social Security number, because it only takes 7 to 10 days for the Social Security folks to send it to you. Rambling Man Kaidan, put a camera on Tokyo. It would make for a great video. Well, Tokyo is asleep. He's asleep on our bed. He is wiped out. He spent 3 hours exploring the neighborhood. And he came back home like this. He was wore out. Totally. He couldn't find a cool place to settle down. But we'll make it. We can do that maybe for the next live stream tomorrow. We'll do a live stream tomorrow, okay? Cozy Moth, yes, I understand. Thank you so much. I'm learning so much, not only from my questions, but from all of the others you're answering too. I really appreciate this. Cozy Moth, if you have any questions on how to process a K-1 visa or a green card, just ask me and I'll tell you the answer, okay? I can write a book on this. I got 9 years experience, 9 years. I've been 9 years, okay? I've been through the trenches and I pulled all the knives out of my back from immigration, okay? So I know how to do this. Larry Piercy, so you feel I'm looking at May for paperwork to be in the transit. I'm going to need more tranquilizers. Larry, Larry, relax, man. Put your feet up on the desk and just chill out. Very soon, I'm thinking May. Yeah, I'm thinking by May. You got everything else going for you. Everything's good to go. But you got to get through the National Visa Center. Then you got to get it to the embassy in Bangkok, Thailand. Then you got to schedule the visa interview, pay the visa fee, help her fill out the DS-160 if she doesn't know how to do that. The DS stands for Department of State. DS is Department of State form, DS-160. You fill it out, you print the confirmation page, and she must bring that to her biometrics, okay? when I helped Karina with her DS-160, Karina doesn't speak English, so I helped her. I'm on the phone with her asking her questions in Spanish, and then I helped her fill it out. Then I sent it to the embassy. I submitted it. Then I printed the confirmation page. Then I flew to Bogota, Colombia with the original I-134, okay, all my financial documents, the DS-160, and everything for the visa interview, okay? And then Karina took the DS-160 and her passport to the K1 visa, to the biometrics in Bogota, Colombia, okay? Gotta have it. Larry Piercy, Cozy Moth, will be with us for a while. I have been here 12 years. I haven't had the channel for 12 years, Larry. I've only had the channel for what, a year? What, a little bit longer than a year? Or have you been in Florida for 12 years? You've been in Florida for 12 years. So Larry, you know what's coming, right? You know the hot summer that's coming very soon, right? It's going to be hot. Karina doesn't understand. Karina no entiendes. Okay, she's like, is it going to be hot? Yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be real hot. So, Cozy Moth, if you got questions, I'm going to answer them for you. You don't need an immigration attorney to do this. It's not difficult. It just requires patience, and it requires diligence when you do paperwork, okay? You got to make sure when you fill out paperwork, whether it's for the application for the K1 visa or for the green card or for the employment authorization document or whatever, make sure you just don't make mistakes. Date of birth. Don't transpose dates of birth, okay? Passport numbers, don't get them mixed up. If you get in a big hurry to fill out the paperwork and you make a typo and the passport number on the paperwork doesn't match the passport number on the I-129F, you're going to get an RFE for an explanation, okay? Larry Piercy, 160, no problem for her. She is smarter than me. Okay, so the DS-160 she can fill out without a problem and get it submitted to the embassy. Make sure she prints the confirmation page, Larry, because she needs to bring that to the biometrics. She won't be able to do the biometrics without that form. Okay, very important. So Fatima, I'm asking you again. How long ago did you apply for your social security number? How long ago was it? Don't exaggerate. LOL. Don't what, Larry? Larry, what is that word? Did you just make that word up? Is that a Marine word for something I don't understand? Because it's not English. Karina's learning English and she doesn't even understand what that word is. ¿Tú entiendes esta palabra?
No.
She doesn't even know what it is. So come on, Larry, slow down. The most important thing about this K1 visa application and the green card application is don't mess up the paperwork, okay? Watch out for typos. Go over the paperwork 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Before I mailed Karina's K1 visa package off to the lockbox in Louisville, Texas, back in April of 2022, that's what, 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I went over it 10 times. I stayed up all night going over the paperwork. And I tell you, I got up, I went to UPS, and I was like, I was in the UPS store, and the lady said, "What, you tired or what?" I said, "Yeah, I've been up all night making sure there's no problems with this paperwork." And then they sent it off. The UPS store sent it off. Well, you can use FedEx if you want, or DHL. UPS is close. And I got approved on May 30th of 2023. No RFE. Aquarius. So moving forward, after the I-129F form is submitted, the only fee we have to pay is $265. That's correct. That's correct until you get to America. Okay, so you pay the K1 visa fee. I think it's gone up in price. What is it now? $700 or something. You pay the K1 visa fee. Then you pay the embassy fee, $265 plus the medical exam, plus if you need any vaccinations. So you got a budget for the medical exam, the consular fee, and any vaccinations. Now, there's no charge for the DS-160. So I got a message today from somebody saying, I've been looking all day. I can't find where to pay for my DS-160. Well, it's a free form. There's no cost. It's no charge. It's totally free. Total gratis. The DS-160 is totally free. Okay? But you do have to pay a consular fee of $265. And that consular fee includes the biometrics in the home country. Whether you're in Colombia, Kenya, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Uruguay, Peru, Chile, Brazil, wherever you are. Fatima, like 4 working days. Okay, so you have been waiting 4 working days for the Social Security card. Wait 6 more days, and you'll get it. Then you'll have your Social Security number. Then you can put that on your paperwork for your green card application. That will speed things up with immigration for your green card. Wait 6 more days, Fatima, and you'll have your Social Security number in the mail in your hand. Larry Piercy, I will be there. You're going to be where? Larry, where are you going to be at? And the name's made up. The word was made up. Ro Figueroa, saludos Diego and Karina. Many blessings. Blessings. Benediction para ti. Igual para ti. Thank you, Ro. We're happy for you guys. Cozy Moth, how many years of tax returns does my grandmother need to provide? 3 years. I've seen mixed information on whether it's the most recent or the last 3 years. Here's what you do. When you apply for the K-1 visa, okay, you don't have to include any tax returns in the K-1 visa application. But when you go to the embassy interview, bring 3 years worth. The consular officer may only ask for the last year's tax return. The consular officer may ask for the last 3 years. You don't know what he's going to ask for, or she. You don't know. So have 3 years worth with you. When you apply for the green card, you only have to provide your last tax return, okay, as an enclosure with the tax transcript, the 1040, the W-2, 1099. But you do also have to include how much money did you make in 2 years for 3 years, okay? So you got to have on the green card application, you include the last year's tax return, W-2s, 1099s, tax transcripts, etc. And then you write on the form I-864, I believe it's on the affidavit of support, your grandmother will put the last 2 years. How much money did she make the last 3 years? But you don't have to provide proof. You only have to provide proof of the last year, okay? Cozy Moth, you got that, right? Do you understand what I said, right? 3 years. Cover yourself at the embassy interview. Somebody went to a visa interview in Singapore, and they asked for 3 years worth of tax returns. And the lady only had 1 year. She goes, I've only got 1 year. So they went into a 221G hold while she had to go call her sponsor up in Chicago, I think it was, to get the other 2 years worth. Just bring them to the embassy. If they don't ask you for it, good gracious goodness, thank you. But if they do ask you for it, you have it. So Aquarius, you have to pay $265 for the consular fee, plus the medical exam, whatever that is, plus vaccinations, whatever that is. And then when you get to America, you have to pay for a green card and biometrics fee. Okay, and that just went up in price. Fatima, wait another 6 to 7 days for your Social Security card, okay? Please wait for it. You're going to get it. Cozy Moth, you got it? Aquarius, where does the consular fee get paid while processing the DS-160? DS-160 is free. You fill out the DS-160, you sign it electronically, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary, and you submit it to the embassy. You pay for the visa fee depending on the embassy. Now, the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, they sent me an email, packet 3, packet 4 email, and they said, this is how you pay for the visa fees. This is how you schedule the visa interview, okay? So I clicked on the link here on this email I got, and it said, go here and pay the visa fee, $265. So I paid the $265. Boom! I got another email saying, here's a receipt for your MERV receipt. That's the receipt for paying for the visa interview. Then I got an email that said, click here to schedule the visa interview. I said, okay. So I clicked on this calendar, and there was 1 day left in November of 2023, and there was 1 day left in November of 2023 to schedule biometrics and schedule the visa interview. Guess what? I took those 2 days. I jumped on there. I got Karina's visa interview for November 16th, and I got her the biometrics for November 9th. And then Karina scheduled the medical exam herself for November 8th. Okay? That's how it works. Aquarius, so there will be directions. Oh, yeah, there's going to be clear directions on how to do this. Larry Piercy, Thailand. We know Thailand, Larry. We know. Let me see. Big Mitch, interview for my fiance next Friday. Proximo Vienes. Oh, to attend this. Karina's look at that. She's giving me the look. Mm-hmm. She is way intelligent. She knows that Friday is a day of the week. Mm-hmm. She's learning that. She's learning English. Oh, she's kicking me on the channel. Okay. Big Mitch, interview for my fiance in Brazil. X-rays tomorrow. Ooh, okay. Physical next Monday. Okay. Interview next Friday. Next Friday is the interview. X-ray tomorrow. Cozy Moth. Yes, thank you. Does the petitioner need to have a passport to send him when my fiance has the interview? I know the I-129F form only needed my birth certificate, but unsure about what is needed in the future. You got to prove U.S. citizenship. Okay, Cozy Moth. You got to prove you are a U.S. citizen to qualify for the K-1 visa. You can prove it 4 ways. Number 1, with your birth certificate. Number 2, with the biographic page of your U.S. passport. Number 3, with a naturalization certificate, if you're a naturalized American. And number 4, by certificate of birth, if you were born overseas. Let's suppose you were born in Panama on a U.S. Navy base back in the day, like John McCain was born in Panama, but he was classified as a U.S. citizen. So that's how you prove U.S. citizenship. When your beneficiary goes to the visa interview at the embassy in whatever country that he's in, you must prove that you are a U.S. citizen, Miss Sponsor, Mr. Sponsor. You do it the way I just explained it. Naturalization certificate, birth certificate, biographic page, U.S. passport, or certificate of citizenship. Let's suppose you were born overseas. Let's suppose you were born overseas and your dad was a U.S. citizen and your mom was a citizen of, let's say, Colombia. The baby is a U.S. citizen. You go to the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, you register the birth as a U.S. citizen, and the baby's a U.S. citizen. The baby then grows up with a certificate of citizenship. That's proof of U.S. citizenship. Okay? You got it? All right, guys. I've been talking for an hour. Okay? I'm going to go ahead. Are you hungry, Chinny Sandbury? No, Karina's not hungry, but I'm a little peckish. I'm a little hungry. Maybe I'll just get something to eat, go watch a video, and relax a little bit. But I'll do a live stream tomorrow. Okay? If you want me to do a live stream tomorrow night, like 6 p.m. Central, I'll do another live stream tomorrow to continue the conversation so we can help you guys get through this process. Cozy Moth may have a bunch more questions. And I know Larry, he's stressing. And but Rambler Man, Kaya Dan, thank you, and Francois, thank you for the super chats, guys. We appreciate it. We'll give you a Mountain Dew salute, and we will be back tomorrow to continue the conversation. And thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow. I'll come back on tomorrow. Anytime, Cozy Moth.